Welcome to Eye on You. The Innovation and Technology Industry Bureau of Hong Kong SAR Government was established with the objectives of developing a pool of creative talents and promoting local science and technology products and services in Hong Kong. With the impetus of Hong Kong SAR Government and the support of the central government, Hong Kong's science technology industry has embarked on a fast-track growth. According to statistics, the number of startups in Hong Kong has increased significantly from about 1,000 in 2014 to about 4,000 in 2021. The number of people employed in the IT sector has also increased from about 35,000 in 2014 to about 45,000 in 2019. In the past 3 years, the startups in Science Park and Cyberport has raised more than Hong Kong dollars 45.5 billion.
Under the innovation-driven development strategy, the flow of key elements such as capital, technology, talents, and information has accelerated in the Guangdong-Hong Kong-Macau Greater Bay Area, and with major projects emerging and our INT capacities continuously advancing, it is very important for Hong Kong to capitalize on the scientific research advantages of our local universities, to give a full play to the synergy effect of the GBA and look at domestic and international capital and markets. How should Hong Kong further streamline the relevant procedures to facilitate technology transfer between universities and the industry? And how can we leverage the synergy of the GBA to promote establishment of our INT ecosystem in Hong Kong?
Today, we are glad to have Professor Alfred Sit. Professor Alfred Sit was appointed to be the Secretary for Innovation and Technology during the period of April 2020 to June 2022. He is now a Senior Advisor to the President and the Vice Chancellor Advisor of the Institute for Innovation, Translation and Policy Research, as well as Honorary Professor of Hong Kong Baptist University. He is also an Adjunct Professor of Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Hello, Professor Sit. Welcome to our show
Eunice.
today.
Thank you. It gives me the great honor to join this show. Thank you, Everett. Thank you, Eunice.
So we know that you are expert in innovation and technology. And so why is it so important for Hong Kong to build as an innovation technology hub?
Well, Eunice, thank you for your excellent question. I have worked in the government for more than 40 years. I deeply believe whenever the government needs to promote some new project and put forward some new idea, we need to engage our stakeholders and we need to solicit their full support before we can really successfully implement all the new measures. So now we go ahead to promote and develop Hong Kong as an international innovation and technology center. The reason behind is that traditionally Hong Kong has 4 major pillar industries. They are trading and logistics, financial services, tourism, as well as professional and producer services. They give strong driving force for economic development of Hong Kong and give us quite good job opportunities for our people. But they are not without challenges. You may see tourism under the COVID, it suffered a lot. And also, for financial services, we do have our own limitations. While it represents about more than 20% of our GDP. But the job for and from the financial sectors is only less than 10. So it means that we need to find some new source of revenue for Hong Kong as a new impetus for economic growth and also provide high value added job opportunity for our younger generation. Now, innovation technology INT is the main driving force for the economic growth in the whole world. And also Hong Kong has our own unique strength for doing so.
You've just mentioned that we have a unique strength to build Hong Kong as an international INT hub. Can you share with us what unique strength we have?
Thank you, Eva, for your question. In fact, Hong Kong has quite many unique strengths for developing ourselves as an international innovation technology hub. Well, under the one country, two system, we are part of China, our motherland, and which is the most fast-growing market in the world. And for Hong Kong, we are the most international city in China, and we have very good connection, established connection with the Eastern and Western world. So are always well known and attractive global investment and talents. So we have some very unique advantage under the one country, two system. We have independent legal and judiciary system. Rule of law is always a core value of our governance. We have very simple taxation, which is very easy to understand. Doing business in Hong Kong is also very convenient. Flow of capital and information has no restriction in Hong Kong at all. Not to mention, we are very strong in basic research. We have 5 universities among the top 100 universities in the world. So we are good at artificial intelligence, robotics, and life science. There are many technology areas that we can focus on and develop Hong Kong.
So to become an international innovation technology hub, we cannot do it by ourselves. So what is the collaboration with the Greater Bay Area? As we know that Shenzhen has a high-end innovation area for themselves. So how do we have different collaboration and opportunity with the Greater Bay Area?
Well, Eunice, we have to understand, despite we do have a lot of unique strength for developing ourselves as an international R&D center, we have our own limitations. We have a population of only 7 million. The market is very small. And also, we are lack of land. So if we want to translate our research result into commodity, we need to have a large-scale manufacturing plant. We don't have the land at the present moment. So we need to cooperate with our Greater Bay Area counterparts, our partners, so that we can have more synergy to support ourselves, the whole GBA, to develop GBA as the international global innovation and technology center. Hong Kong can offer our strength, for example, basic research, and for Shenzhen, Dongguan, and Guangzhou, they are also good at applied research, prototype development, and large-scale manufacturing, and advanced manufacturing. That's a lot of synergy that we can achieve for our cooperation with GBA counterparts.
With the backing of the GBA, I believe that there is a lot of potential for us to develop our IT sector. So how can we improve the synergy with the GBA?
Wow, that is a very good question, and it's always in my mind. So I think the most important is that we have to facilitate the movement of those major ingredients for developing INT. For example, talents, people movement, capital movement, data and information movement, and exchange of facilities. So we need to facilitate all such movement so that we can really achieve the synergy effect.
So how do you see the future of the Hong Kong and Shenzhen Innovation Technology Park?
Eunice, the park is in the Loop area, just next to Shenzhen, at the northern side of Hong Kong. It is a very strategic location. When we talk about cooperation, so we need to have people movement, we need to have a data exchange. The Loop area, the Hong Kong and Shenzhen Innovation Technology Park is exactly at such strategic location that can facilitate all such movement. Now we have 87 hectare area in the Loop area for developing the park. And with the development of the Northern Metropolis, the 17 Telepole, we are going to have another 150 hectare, in addition to the 300 hectare of area in Shenzhen side. Altogether, we are going to have 540 hectare area to develop our Shenzhen Hong Kong Innovation Technology Zone. I'm very confident. I have heavy confidence that in future we can make use of that strategic location, the Hong Kong Shenzhen Technology Park, to make Hong Kong proud in the IIT development.
We always have these ideas on the technology park, but what kind of technology or what kind of business will it attract into this technology park?
Well, we have to examine our own strength. As what I just mentioned, Hong Kong is good at artificial intelligence, robot, as well as life science. Well, if I were the secretary, I would certainly put my focus on life science because it's a fast-growing and high-value added industry. So, in particular, Hong Kong is really strong in this area, and we can have a lot of opportunity to cooperate with our partner at Shenzhen so that we can have the whole value chain from basic research, applied research, TNC, prototype development, and eventually become a good product to support Hong Kong economic growth as well as the whole growth of the GBA.
I can see that Alfred is very confident. However, I also see that a lot of Hong Kong investors are not very confident. There's a slang saying that if we invest in high-tech products, it is very risky, but investing in low-tech products is more promising. You know, the return is more promising. So how do you feel?
You are talking about the old saying in Cantonese, high-tech, high-yeah, low-tech, low-yeah. Well, that is an old saying, I would say. Well, it may be true 40, 50 years ago, but it's not now. Well, you can see the whole world, the trend is that, well, for those countries or economies, they developing their INT, they gain. Hong Kong, I think, is the same. So I give you some figures, what have been doing by the government and what are the results. Well, we started to have the Innovation and Technology Bureau since 2015. At the year 2014, we have only about 1,000 local tech startups in Hong Kong. Now, we have more than 4,000, 4 times increase. And also, the investment at the year of 2014, we only attract about 1.2 billion Hong Kong dollar investment in our local startup, the INT startup. Now, we have 41.7 billion in the year 2022, nearly 40 times increase. So you can see, high-tech now is the growth engine for the whole Hong Kong. After all the investment, all the effort being spent by the whole community in Hong Kong, some people told me, now Hong Kong entered into a golden era for INT development. So I strongly encourage all the business people and our younger generation to capture that great opportunity to enter into this new market. High-tech, you're going to earn and gain in future.
There are some reports say that some of the talents has left Hong Kong, maybe for good or maybe in a temporary period of time. So in terms of talents, how do we attract IT talents and how do we nurture our own IT talents? Because I know that you're now working in Baptist University as a consultant for the president. So how do we do it?
Well, Eunice, people movement is quite a common phenomenon in globalization. Well, Hong Kong is the same. Hong Kong has no restriction at all on the movement of its citizens. So you may go and come back. So, but you are right. We need to strengthen our capability to attract and nurture our innovation technology talent. I give you 2 examples what we have done in the 5th term of government. The first one is the global STEM professorship. You may remember. Well, in fact, it's very simple. We make use of the good reputation and good connection of our local university and give them more financial support for them to attract some top-notch researchers and scholars to work in the Hong Kong universities. So it achieved very great result. Only in 1 or 2 years' time, we attract more than 100 top-notch scholars and their research team to come to Hong Kong to work with us. So attract the talent. And the second scheme I would like to give as an example is the Hong Kong Research Clusters. So the idea is, again, it's very simple. We encourage our local university and give them support, financial support, more than 10 billion Hong Kong dollar, for them to collaborate with the top research institutions and universities in the world and have joint research laboratories in Hong Kong to do some applied research and translate the research result into product. Nowadays, we have altogether 28 numbers of Hong Kong Research Clusters joint lab, and we recruit more than 1,000 top-notch and potential researchers working in Hong Kong, including the overseas, mainland, and local researchers. I have to say Hong Kong is very attractive to the overseas researchers. So we have the backup of our motherland as a fast-growing market and give them the opportunity to develop. And also the environment, the ecosystem in Hong Kong is also good for them. And they are very familiar with Hong Kong, understand very well Hong Kong under the rule of law. They have very good copyright protection. And so that is a good foundation for us to develop Hong Kong as an INT center.
As a former secretary for innovation and technology, how do you feel or how do you rate the current government and how would you advise them to do better?
I'm not in the position to give them any advice, but if I were still the secretary, I would focus on three major areas. One certainly is to support our R&D sector to commercialize their product. We have good basic research, but if we need to translate the basic research result as a driving force for economic growth, we need to have product. So we need to support them in commercialization. That's the point one. And the second point is that we need to strengthen our synergy with our mainland partner, in particular the GBA area, Greater Bay Area. And the third is to enhance, reinforce our global connection, because we have to remember that one of the key strengths for Hong Kong is that we are the gateway between our motherland and the whole world. So we need to strengthen our global connection. That's a few major. I'm very pleased to look at the sixth term of government, the current term of government. They are also focusing on these areas. So we are working on the same direction. There's a continuity of our policy.
So thank you, Professor Sid. Thank you for your time today. And we know more about the innovation and technology future of Hong Kong.
Right.
Thank you for the opportunity to share and exchange our idea. Thank you, Eunice, and thank you, Emma.
Thank you.